We had the most amazing time in Ohrid, North Macedonia. From exploring Galiciza National Park by ATVs, some of its 365 monasteries, and discovering more about the oldest and deepest lake in Europe by boat. So last morning in Ohrid, we don't want to leave, it's so nice. Jared discovered this by accident. It's like 200 meters from my doorstep and we didn't know about it. We're at the bus station on our way back to Skopje. We don't want to go, we want to stay longer. Back in Skopje, and we had a 3.5 hour bus ride. That was only 3 hours. It was very hot. We're very happy to be here. And this place is in a very strange neighborhood, but it is also very large lounge area. But best of all, a proper TV. We haven't had a proper smart TV with like YouTube and Netflix in forever, so this is like super exciting. The remote is so responsive. It even has a Netflix button and it has a keyboard at the back so you can search. Jared is also super happy. It's got like a nice table here with a printer that he's going to use daily. Packing space. I love packing space. This is so nice. He gave us a bottle of wine when we came and water, and it was like everything in the apartment you can use. You don't have to ask me, everything is for you. There's beers. There is a freezer full of food. Look at this. Pots, coffee pots and teas. There's actually washing powder. I can't get over how well prepared this flat is. It is like an AirBnB dream when you like get in here after traveling. First thing this morning, we were at the embassy to get our visas. We got our visa for Montenegro, and it's very comforting when the person at the embassy is not sure if your visa's gonna work at the border. So she gives you all the possible numbers she can so you can phone when they don't let you through on the border, because she says she's never done a manual visa like this. It's like written with a hand and stamped saying there's not even a photo, saying there is no photo because it's manual, so... While traveling the world, we've seen the neglect of stray animals all over the world. If you want to help feed the strays, help neuter them, or other medical treatments, you can do so for the price of a takeaway coffee by visiting www.buymeacoffee.com/KinfolkTravels. This morning we're on our way to a country called Kosovo. It is the only country in Europe where we as South Africans don't need a visa. It is also the second newest country in the world. There's a lot of controversy about it. A lot of people say it's safe, a lot of people say it's not safe, but we're very excited to go find out what it's all about today. I believe that no one and no country should ever feel invisible, and every story should be heard. That's why we really wanted to visit the tiny, new and little known about country, Kosovo. So we're at the border to get into Kosovo, and they asked for PCR tests. And luckily we got our results yesterday to go to Montenegro tomorrow, so we have PCR test results. But we hope they let us in, because the internet says you don't need a visa for Kosovo, but it's literally the only country in Europe we can get into without a visa. So we hope that it is right and that we can get into this country now. Yeah, we've never done a land border crossing like this. Hi Kosovo, where that we won't see. So you might ask, why are we back in North Macedonia and not in Kosovo? We got to the border, we didn't need a visa, but they came out with a paper saying that they're not allowed to let anybody with an African, Brazilian or Indian passport in because of the virus and our beautiful variants.
But if we have other passports, we can give it to them and you'll swipe that through.
Yeah, if we have any other passports. And we're like, but we've been in North Macedonians can't just go in and out. We're like, we've been in North Macedonia for a month. here's our negative PCR test. We haven't been in Africa for 3 months, and they're like, they literally can't swipe a passport from Africa, Brazil, or India. Our amazing taxi driver felt so bad for us that we can't enter Kosovo, so he decided to make his own tour for us of the lesser seen parts of North Macedonia on the way back to Skopje. Today, he brought us here in the middle of nowhere to this bridge. This is our friend, Mr. James.
Okay, yes.
He tried to get us into Kosovo, and they said no.
Yes.
And he brought us for coffee at this awesome place. Woo! We have met like the most awesome, helpful people everywhere. Like, yeah, like not in Ukraine necessarily. The Uber drivers weren't that nice, but in Turkey and in North Macedonia, like the nicest guys that just like really want to show you things and help you and make sure you have a good time. And
I think like a lot of them are like actually down to earth. Like this one guy now, we couldn't get into Kosovo, so he took us back and he showed us like some other places that we wouldn't have been able to see. And then at the end, basically also offered to give us to come drop us off cognac to taste, because we've never tasted cognac before from the country. So he said, no, I'll bring it tomorrow to you. So I was like, okay.
to say sometimes it's really nice being two people traveling, and like it's nice having Jared. Like I never feel like unsafe going like into Kosovo with a taxi guy. Like as a girl, you know, him going to the bank with a taxi guy, not me having to do it. I don't know how female travelers do it. Like I'm like always in awe of them. Like they're very brave girls doing all of this stuff on their own, and like you have to be extra careful, I guess. One place we actually did not yet see in Skopje was the Skopje fortress Kale. Not sure how you pronounce it once again. So we spent the rest of our day here. This was built in the 6th century, and during 2006 to 2010, they excavated woodwind instruments, clay ornaments, and Byzantine coins here. It's free to enter, but all excavations and maintenance of the fortress was halted in around 2011 after a big clash between Albanians and North Macedonians due to a museum being built in the form of a church on the site. The fortress was part of the Ottoman Empire, which has a Muslim heritage, so you can understand the conflict. Mother Teresa Museum. On the 26th of August 1910, Mother Teresa was born to an Albanian Kosovo family right here in Skopje, North Macedonia, which was then still part of the Ottoman Empire. Here you can see personal photos and artifacts from her life, the actual letters she wrote, her bed, her famous clothing and rosemary, and a replica of her Nobel Prize and various other items. This was our last night in the weird and wonderful Skopje, and the end to our adventures in North Macedonia. The next part of our adventure was rather scary to get to our next destination of Montenegro. And we had manual visas, which we had no idea if they would even let us in with them. If you've already subscribed, I cannot tell you how excited I get about every single new subscriber. So thank you so much. If not, well, you know what to do.